120 million liters. That's the total amount of water used by Saskatoon residents and businesses on an average day for drinking, showering, washing dishes and clothes, and using the washroom.
During the hot summer months when residents are watering lawns and gardens, that number increases to 250 million liters of water a day. Saskatoon's water treatment plant and the city's public works division ensures our water is safe to drink and use.
So where does our water come from and how is it treated? It's taken directly from the South Saskatchewan River through intake facilities located upstream from the water treatment plant. The water passes through large screens to minimize sand and debris before it is pumped to the water treatment plant. The water then flows through large sand separators to remove even smaller sand and silt particles. A chemical compound called potassium permanganate is added to reduce odors and improve the taste of the water. The water then enters units called clarifiers. Here it is mixed with ferric sulfate and lime, which softens the water and cause even smaller particles to coagulate or stick together, so they are easier to remove. The clear water is then drawn off the top of the clarifiers and flows to a large basin where chlorine is added to disinfect it. Fluoride is also added to prevent tooth decay to meet standards set by Health Canada and the Canadian Dental Association. Next, it takes between 1 and 3 hours for the water to flow through the basin on its way to one of 3 filtration plants. At the filtration plants, the water is filtered through fine sand and carbon to remove even smaller particles. Ammonia is then added, which causes chloramines to form. Chloramine is an inorganic compound used to disinfect water that stays active in the distribution system, prolonging the disinfection process. Another layer of protection was added to Saskatoon's water treatment process in 2015, the new ultraviolet disinfection facility. Water flows around ultraviolet lamps to ensure that all viruses and bacteria, no matter how tiny, are inactivated. The water is then stored in large on-site reservoirs located next to the water treatment plant with a total volume of 30 million liters. At this point, the water is clean and safe to drink. Pumps draw and move the water from the on-site storage tanks to the city's distribution system, a large network of water mains that eventually connect to household piping. Water not immediately required is stored in the city's water reservoirs located at Avenue H, Acadia and Taylor, and 42nd Street, for use during peak demand periods such as just before and after work, or during emergencies such as fires or large water main breaks. The backwash, filtered materials and sludge from early in the process are sent to the residuals handling facility, a series of large tanks where it is cleaned and hauled to the landfill. The water removed during the settling and pressing process is dechlorinated and flows back into the river. Each step of the treatment process is closely monitored 24 hours a day, 7 days a week by highly trained plant operators. In addition to instruments that continuously monitor the water for turbidity and chlorine residual, the on-site laboratory conducts about 300 tests each day to confirm the treatment process is working properly. A third party conducts tests in a second on-site lab to test the water treatment plant processes and distribution systems. A number of procedures and checks are in place at the plant to protect the quality of the water. For example, large power generators will keep the process on track should a power outage occur.
Efforts are also made to reduce energy use at the plant. As you can imagine, the complex water treatment process uses a lot of energy. We're constantly balancing water demand while ensuring the most environmentally efficient systems are in place to treat water.
One way residents can help is by being water-wise and reducing the amount of water they use each day. This will also help extend the life of the water treatment plant. To meet the needs of our growing population, the water treatment plant is expanding so that we can increase peak capacity to 300 million liters per day and allow for more storage in the distribution system.
In 2014, the Avenue H and 42nd Street reservoirs were expanded and optimized to meet system storage requirements. Within the next 10 to 20 years, the city expects to build a new east side water treatment plant to meet the future needs of Saskatoon residents.
For more details on the City of Saskatoon water treatment plant, visit saskatoon.ca.